Hello, welcome to Igmic Farm. If you're new here, please hit the subscription button and be part of the Igmic family. Today's topic is goat pen. Goat pen, yes. What you're seeing there are just illustrations. They are not from our farm. So just using them to illustrate one or two things. So goat pens vary in design depending on who, their financial muscle, their purpose, or even the type and quality of goats that one has determines what they want to put up. But then everything still falls under a raised goat pen, a floor goat pen, or a crow. So all those things determine, or they all fall under that one there. But how you make it or how you design it, it all depends on you and your financial muscle. But that is actually what talks about it. So dive into the actual issues now. The pen. What do you look at when you think of a pen? The goat pen. It's supposed to be seasonal. So depending on the season, you will look at a few things and how you design it and how it's going to be. So it's supposed to serve a purpose. If it's in the cold season, it needs to block the wind. If it's in the hot season, it needs to allow a lot of air in it, just like that. Then you also have to look at the cost effectiveness. How affordable is your goat pen? So do not go for something that is extravagant when you don't have enough money. Go for what you can manage. The third part or the third issue that you have to look at is, can it keep the flock healthy and comfy? So the reason why you're building in the first place is for your flock. So is it able to provide the comfort that your goats need? Or is it able to keep them healthy? Some goat pens are not healthy at all. They bring a lot of diseases to the goats. So with those in mind, you should also work at a few things. Is it workable? Okay. Is it profitable? Meaning you should not eat too much from your pocket, but then be simple, concise, and then it can also give you a lot of dividends. Not whereby if you have to sell all your flock, you still won't be able to raise the money that you used to, to build that pen. That would be a wastage. So be uh, systematic and smart enough. So it can be a raised or a floor pen. It can be a crow where they just sleep anywhere else. We've tried that here at Igmic. During the dry season, just sleep within the yard. You don't even enclose them in anything else. And that makes them very, very happy. So just make sure that whatever situation you go through, but make sure that it is well ventilated. So airflow is excellent. Make sure that it is hygienic or hygiene friendly so that you don't have the ammonia, coming up and disturbing the health of your goats. So it's supposed to be hygiene friendly. It should have, or it is supposed to be good enough not to cause injury to your goats. Some of the raised pens can be dangerous, so it should not cause injury to your goats. It should be safe from predators and thieves. So make sure it's safe from predators and thieves. Those are some of the other areas that you have to look at. Safe from... Hey, wait. Have you subscribed already? If you haven't, please hit the subscription button and like our videos, turn on the notifications so that you may be updated with whatever we upload, and we learn together and grow together. So back to the issue. We're still talking about the goat pen. Yes, just a little catch up. We talked about a well ventilated goat pen, hygiene friendly, good enough to not to cause injury, safe from predators and thieves. So please work around that and then see what you can do, because this is where your money is. Okay, we continue. It is also supposed to be big enough for the goats not to be congested. So you need to make sure that your goat pen is not congested. This works on the health of your goats. The pen again is supposed to be spacious to avoid fights. Goats can bully each other, they can hit into each other. So to avoid fights, it should be spacious enough so that the weaker ones can run away from those that are trying to bully them. Because if it's too small, you experience a lot of abortions, as the pregnant ones may be disturbed. Especially even if they're all pregnant, they'll still have those little fights, and that can cause damage to your farm. So you need to avoid that at all costs. So make sure that the goat pen is spacious enough. Then also it's supposed to be hoof friendly. By hoof friendly, I'm trying to talk about the raised goat pens. The spaces you leave between the wood that you put there is very, very important. You don't want your goat's legs to be stuck in between those, because that can end up causing amputation at the end of the day. So we avoid that at all costs. Okay, so let it be hoof friendly. Also, if it's a floor one, avoid a concrete floored one. That is not very good for the goats. You need to be very comfortable as they step onto that ground. Yes, so that is what I mean by hoof friendly. Then it should also be caretaker friendly, meaning it's supposed to be big enough for the caretaker to easily clean it, not where the caretaker has to crawl into the goat pen. That won't be okay. So it needs to be big enough, high enough, and spacious enough for the caretaker to even be able to stand inside there and also clean it. And especially if you are rearing big breeds like the Boer goats and the Kalahari Reds. These animals are huge, so they need space. And also for air ventilation, it's very important that the space is maintained. It should also be easy to clean. It should be easy to clean. So find materials to use that are easy to clean. A better way to just handle it. Everything else about it, the space is also part of the conditions to make it easy to clean. Okay. Then it should also be a home for the goats. I have seen pens before where goats seem to run away from their own pen. It's a it's a challenge trying to get them into the pen. Why? Simply because the pen is not a home for them. They don't like it at all. So find ways of making it a home for them. They should love it. When it's evening, they should rush to eat and then enjoy what is there. So let's make sure that that is taken care of. Yes. So with that, I'm talking from some little bit of experience based on what I noticed from the way I have interacted with other people. I've seen different types of goat pens, and others are thorn to our flock. Therefore, we need to change our ways of handling where they sleep. They need to be comfortable. By that, you reduce stress on the goats. They also have stress. They go through a lot of things as well. So when their home is comfy enough for them, they're going to be happy animals, and they're going to give you what you really want. Your money is going to multiply. So have that at the back of your mind. Furthermore, I did mention that at Egg Meat Farm, we've used an open space as their home. And we had put game fence wire around it, but then it was open. So they would sleep anywhere they feel like sleeping. Wherever one feels comfortable, they would sleep just on the ground. But then we enclosed a hill around it. We enclosed the hill for them to be, they like climbing, like heights. So they would sleep there. They would run up and down that hill, and that was good for them. So yeah, all that can also be considered. But during the cold season, you have to protect them from the cold. So you can use iron sheets, you can use wood, you can use bricks, but just make sure that there's enough ventilation, like I've already mentioned earlier on. In the rain season as well, protect them from the rains, as well as the cold air that blows. Goats can be affected by the cold air easily. Then also take note of the sizes of goats that you have and how to house them in that pen of yours. So it is important that that is looked into and then it's worked around. Now, the sole purpose of keeping goats for business is to make money. So you need to make sure that where the money is coming from, it is conducive enough for them. It's something that is workable for them. So I'm saying this because I strongly feel that before you bring in those gods, think about where you're going to keep them from, how you're going to keep them. I'm not saying you should be extravagant about the god pen. Make it as simple as possible. Very simple. Use locally available materials. Use whatever you can that will not cost you so much, and then bring them in. So first plan their home. But remember, the most important thing is not just a house or a pen, but it should be their home. They should feel at home when they are in that place. It's very, very important. And then they'll multiply. So with that in mind, start with what you have. If you have local gods, be proud of them. Be there with them. And then provide for them a conducive environment so that they're able to multiply very well. As you advance to bring in exotic breeds, the home is still key. So remember what I mentioned. I'm not saying a pen or a house. I'm saying a home for the gods. They need to be comfortable. That is why I'm using that term. So let's make sure that these animals that we bring, they are under our care. They have feelings too. So they need to actually be very comfortable. And then they'll give you what you're looking for. Yes, so the other disadvantages that we find when the goat pen is not well taken care of are actually kid mortalities. So you'll be shocked to find that you are losing a lot of kids. Why? It's simply the house where they're sleeping in may not be conducive for them. They don't have a home at all. So this can be caused by either the ammonia that accumulates there because the poop and the urine are mixing and then they're reacting. Furthermore, it could be the cold that you're exposing them to. They have different diseases as well. Furthermore, if the place is ever wet and everything else, germs accumulate there as well. And the diseases are going to really affect your flock. So let's have that at the back of our minds as we prepare that. All those things should be put into consideration so that we see how we can improve the environment where our goats are found. It's very, very important. So as we grow together, I would love to keep things simple. As simple can be. Remember, if you have the financial muscle, it can be extravagant, yes. But that extravagance should translate to a good profit at the end of the day. Still. So make your mathematics calculations very well so that you're able to make money despite the type of pen you are building. Also, be very considerate of security. It may be easier for a big farm to keep them in an open space because they may be in an area where they are secured. So security for your goats is part of the goat pen planning. So plan your goat pen very well, especially the security, so that you're able to keep everything else within check. So at Igmig Farm, we keep dogs, and they help us to scare would-be thieves. They're not predators themselves; they're used to our goats, so they're not attacking them at all. But then our environment doesn't have other predators apart from probably stray dogs. And because we have dogs, stray dogs can come into our yard, and then we are safe. And furthermore, the greatest predator is actually a human being, the person we are keeping or we are entrusting in that work to. So let's also take good care of them. Otherwise, this is all we had for you from Igmig Farm under this topic, goat pen. We'll meet again for another topic that is going to help advance. This is the first step in rearing goats. Please remember, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, like our videos, and hit the notification button. See you when you see us next. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.